Fascinating about this rivalry over time is the fact that now, they're going into the same middle schools to try to get players to come and play for their programs. So, this really is a backyard brawl, and it'll be fun to watch this one unfold tonight as we take a look at the District 28 6A standings for Churchill. Don, I know this has to break your heart, and I know it does Coach Harris as well, because if they win either the Brandeis game or the Clark game, these guys are going to be playoff bound if they win tonight. And Churchill, they only gave up 74 yards of offense in that Brandeis game and somehow lost it because of a couple of special teams gaffes. But Churchill right there knocking at the door. They could be tied for fourth in this district for that final playoff spot, but unfortunately they hold none of the tiebreakers.
As we said, though, you could throw the records out, and this will be a fun game to watch. Lee has some talented young players on their team, including junior wide receiver Corey Tamez.
Yeah, Corey's a guy that's been their guy to get into the end zone. They've gotten all their touchdowns this year through the air. Wendell Harris is doing a great job at Lee, building from the ground up. He got to the school late. He's the new head coach that came over from Burbank, but he's really relied on Corey to get the job done on offense this season.
And when it comes to the Churchill Chargers, they like to put it up in the air. They rely on their quarterback, the junior Hunter Pavlicek.
Yeah, he's a guy that can beat you with his arm and beat you with his feet. Had a great season. Churchill, of course, got off to the red-hot start this year. Struggled a little bit during a 3-week stretch, but Hunter Pavlicek, quite the quarterback, and we'll be calling his name quite a bit tonight, both through the air and on the ground.
All right, when we come back, it's getting closer to kickoff. It's Churchill and Lee. Up next, our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game on Thursday Night Lights.
We already have some gathered there. Thank you.
Welcome back to Comalander Stadium. Lee and Churchill getting closer to kickoff. Right now it's time for our Gomez Law Firm Keys to the Game. And Chuck, tonight we start with Wendell Harris in his first year there at Lee High School.
Yeah, came over from the Burbank Bulldogs, where he's done a really good job over there and left them in pretty good shape, and now he's trying to build something at Lee. Well, tonight we'll see what they got the final week of the season. They want to protect the ball first and foremost, see if they can sustain some drives, and last but not least, have some fun. Maybe you can make some magic happen on the last week of the season and go out with a bang here on TNL.
The Churchill Chargers are led by Ron Harris. Chuck and I are in agreement. He's one of the best in town. Getting the most out of his talent. Chuck, what are his keys tonight?
All I know is I'm completely outnumbered by the number of Harrises in the ballpark tonight. In the booth, on both sidelines. It's a Harris family reunion here. Churchill, they got to stay ahead of the sticks tonight on offense and then limit their penalties and turnovers. Let's throw some special teams in there as well. And then, once again, enjoy every moment. There are a lot of these young men that are going to be suiting up for the last time in their high school careers.
All right, both teams lining up on the sidelines. We're getting closer to kickoff. The Chargers just ran out. There's Coach Wendell Harris and his coaching staff getting ready for our national anthem, as this is the last game for both of these two squads. No playoffs for either. But as we talked about earlier, and Chuck, I was kind of looking at some of the history of this game earlier this week, and it's just so rich, and we'll talk about it throughout the broadcast. But for now, let's turn it over to our public address announcer as we get close to our national anthem.
These brave men and women for their dedication and service to our city, state, and country. It's hats off to our Heroes Night. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask those that are able, please rise as our state and national colors are entering the field. This evening, our JROTC color guard is from Churchill High School. The color guard is under the direction of Cadet Command Sergeant Major John Valderrama. Commanding the color guard and carrying the American flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Isabella Hardin. Guarding the American flag is Cadet Second Lieutenant Treston Johnson. Carrying the Texas flag is Cadet Sergeant First Class Liam Denning. Guarding the Texas flag is Cadet Sergeant First Class Daniel Duran. Please remain standing, remove hats, as the Churchill High School Band, under the direction of Amanda Stevenson, pays tribute to this great nation and our men and women in uniform throughout the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Coverage of tonight's national anthem is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a moment to thank the coaches, the band, the dance, and cheer directors, teachers, school administrators, and staff for their dedication to our students throughout the school year. It is through their leadership this game was made possible. Thank you.
It is time to get things underway. Churchill will kick off here on our Rhino Roofers first half kickoff. Jason Cardenas will do the honors, the sophomore place kicker for the Chargers. He'll kick it away to Charles Leza and Corey Temez, who we focused on in the pregame show. It'll check up for one of the up men and down right there at the 31, and that's where the Lee Volunteers will have the first possession of the evening, and they will start Diego Cerduche at quarterback tonight. They've got two. Zach Talamentes has played quite a bit this season. He's a sophomore. Cerduche, the junior, will get the start tonight, 5'10", 165. Thrown for a touchdown this year, and he'll split out. Temez to the right-hand side, bottom of your screen, and here we go, 1st and 10 for the Vols. And it's a pass on the first down, tipped and caught, almost intercepted, and now down the sidelines, all the way into Churchill territory is a huge gain for the Volunteers, and that's Jacob Gutierrez, the senior, who made a terrific catch after the Churchill cornerback, I believe, almost pick-sixed it.
Well, he sure did. As we take another look, and sometimes you just need a break, go your way, right? If you're the Lee Vols, you haven't gotten many this season, but you get one right off the bat here, and a quick start for the Vols. First play of the game.
Right through the hands of Andrew Hernandez. Instead, it's a San Antonio Zoo first down for Cerduche and company. He'll called quarterback keeper. He'll try to get to the outside and won't, shoved out of bounds. And it'll be a loss on the play. Here's a look at the Lee offensive starting lineup. Juan Zalazar leading that offensive line. Temez, the leading receiver. And then you saw Jacob Gutierrez just make a great play there. Josh Wayne, number 88, will also be a frequent target. He's one of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars. 6'2", 210, 21 catches for 159 yards on the season. 2nd down and 7. Trips to the left-hand side. They send the fullback that way. Run the slant over the middle, and just a difference of read there between Wayne and his quarterback. Wayne took off downfield, and Cerduche threw the slant, almost intercepted.
And as we take a look at the Churchill Chargers starting defense, the guy I'm really looking forward to seeing out here tonight play ball is number 7, Ty Webb. Track guy, a really good track guy, and a heck of a cornerback. Out here at the bottom of your screen for the Chargers.
3rd and 7 for the Vols. They'll keep the same formation with 3 receivers to the left-hand side. Cerduche looks deep, got a man down there. It's caught and through the hands of the man who made the great play earlier in the football game, Jacob Gutierrez. Had him wide open.
Well, hats off to the Lee coaching staff right here. They just saw how wide open that slot receiver was on the previous play. They just ran the same play again, just could not make the connection.
So it's 4th down at the Churchill 29. And 7 yards to go. Cerduche's going to fire again, got all day to throw it. Now he's going to run, and he's going to be well short of the first down. The Chargers will take over on downs right there at about their own 27-yard line. So the Chargers will run out their offense for the first time tonight. Man, some momentum swings. Churchill had a pick-6 touchdown go right through the hands of Hernandez, and then the Volunteers had a drop touchdown. So we'll see if the Chargers can capitalize on their defense getting the stop. Here's Pavlicek handing off inside. Good gain on first down right up the middle. That's Harold Relaford, their leading rusher, the senior. And you'll also see Ty Webb playing receiver. He goes both ways, as Chuck was commenting about his speed. This is a called quarterback draw for Pavlicek, and he picks up a San Antonio Zoo first down as he goes across the 42-yard line.
He's been really good, as we said at the onset, doing exactly what you just saw, right? He can tuck it and go, big kid, good arm, beat you a bunch of different ways. Got a phenomenal season.
6'2", 200 pounds. Thrown for over 1,100 yards. Hands inside, not much there as the lead defense comes up and makes a play. Daniel Fernandez in on the tackle, as was Christian De La Sardia. The second down and 9 for Churchill. Movement up front, thought it might be a free play, but whistles blow. We'll have to see what the call is. Kenneth Brown, our referee tonight. He's joined by Matt Carpenter. Jody DeValk is the head line judge. Steve Stone, the line judge. Chris Thompson, the back judge. Johnny Espinosa, the field judge. It's going to be offsides on Lee, a 5-yard penalty, and move the Chargers closer to midfield.
Yeah, once contact was made, it was a pretty easy call to blow that play dead and give the Chargers 5 free ones.
So we'll call it 2nd and 5. Relaford right up the middle. Nice burst of speed across Lee territory and down at about the Lee 40-yard line. That'll move the sticks for another San Antonio Zoo first down.
Yeah, they got a trio of backs that move the ball very well on the ground for Churchill, Relaford being one of them, and that was a really nice play right up the gut.
First down, called run for Pavlicek. He's got the corner. He's got one man to beat, shoved out of bounds. Another San Antonio Zoo first down near the 25-yard line. And Chuck, you ain't kidding about this kid's speed for a guy his size.
Yeah, and he's got a bunch of guys out there throwing blocks for him too. Look at that. Got Relaford even out there being a little blocker on the outside for his quarterback, Hunter Pavlicek.
Pavlicek will send 3 receivers to his left-hand side, including Malachi Maddox and Diego Sastry and Miles Pace. Instead, it's Relaford, who is upended right at the 25-yard line. Cole Roark on the tackle.
Yeah, Cole doing a really nice job. In fact, the whole lead D line right there, making sure that wasn't going to go very far. So see if they can keep the pressure on here and try to bottle up that middle.
Maddox in the backfield to block. It's Relaford right behind him. And he gets to right at the doorstep of our Central Med red zone, right there at the 20-yard line. See where they spot it? Right outside the 20.
And Churchill's got some big boys up front. That center they got, Brandon Schuster, he's a good one. They got Diego Aguirre over there on the right side too, playing guard, and a lot of success early for Churchill running the football right behind those two big fellas.
They go 280 and 285 respectively as they bring a man in motion. That's Diego Sastry. They roll right. Pavlicek completes it across the 20 inside the Central Med red zone. It'll be short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down and about 3 as that was completed to Malachi Maddox. Speaking of that big offensive line and Brandon Schuster, he's one of our Texas Kidney Foundation player profile subjects. As you can see, he's also a track and field star in the shot and discus. It's 4th down and 3.
Seems to have been a trend here of late, right? With shot putters being good football players the last few years.
Big dudes. It's a quarterback keep all the way. And it's a first down, a San Antonio Zoo first down for big Hunter Pavlicek, the team captain. 6'2", 200, and there's just no stopping that with those big fellas out in front of him.
Yeah, this is a really good start for this Churchill offense. Very cohesive, everything clicking, just going right down the field, whether they're running it or throwing it, whether they're going up the middle or even going outside. Nice start.
Yeah, pretty methodical drive here by the Chargers to start this game. New set of downs as they hand off inside, down to about the 5-yard line. Is a new ball carrier. That's Nicola Perry. He's a junior. He's run for 574 yards and 7 touchdowns this year. He's a banger in the middle. To run him inside on tough runs, and he's sparing Relaford right now.
Yeah, he's had a really good year. He was a little nicked up earlier in the year, but just a really talented football player.
They give it to him again, and he's got a touchdown. Churchill's on the board first. Nicola Perry in for 6.
Nicola. This guy had some huge plays in that Madison win earlier in the season. Just, you don't get a hat on him early, he's not going to stop until he gets 6.
Jason Cardenas, the sophomore kicker, on to do the extra point. It is up. A rocket of a leg right down the middle, and Churchill has a 7-0 lead. We'll see what the Volunteers do when we come back.
Here we are back at Comalander for the Churchill and Lee game here on TNL, our final game on TNL, and we're joined by our main sponsor here on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, Mr. Michael Hines. Mike, how are you today?
Wonderful. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. It's the final time we're going to be seeing each other on TV today. It's kind of depressing.
It's okay.
The season goes by fast.
It does.
But you guys continue to sponsor us here on TNL, and we greatly appreciate it. Why is it that you guys try and give back to the community and to high school football here?
So Taco Cabana, besides giving back to the community in San Antonio, we're trying to give it back to more. So we have the proxy of donations in the stores right now. We're over $50,000 in donations just in San Antonio alone right now.
Really making a difference, and you guys have making differences in people's hunger as well, because you guys have some great specials going on. I know your soup starts on Wednesday.
Yeah, so next week on Wednesday, we have our 2 new soups coming back out. We have the tortilla soup, and then we have the pozole coming out, and then we have our new chicken coming out. It's the pollo asado. It's marinated chicken thighs.
Big things always happen when we're talking, Mike. We got to keep talking. So I know we greatly appreciate the partnership with Taco Cabana. It's great to see you as always, Mike.
Absolutely.
And you guys have catering as well, correct?
Yes, we have catering. The catering number is 1-855 for my taco.
Can't get easier than that. For my taco. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. We had a huge, kind of a late hit by Churchill. Don't see any flags. It was mishandled by Lee here, and then you just see this torpedo of a human being come in trying to make the recovery, and injured Volunteer down there for a second. Hope he's okay. It was Churchill's Sutton Cantrell came flying in. All right, so they're going to call Churchill for the offsides, lining up on the kick, 5 yards from the end of the recovery. So Lee will have it right at the 27-yard line. Will Diego Zertucci threw a couple of nice balls on that last drive, although it ended short in Churchill territory. You'll line up Corey Temez, bottom of your screen. And they'll scrimmage on first down. Hand off to the fullback. And Churchill's defense coming up nicely. Cantrell, the same guy who made that special teams hit, comes in and submarines the ball carrier right at the 27-yard line. That young man Cantrell's looking for contact.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we're all here for, right? Martin Gutierrez for Lee doing a really good job getting out there and throwing a block, but just better pursuit by this entire Churchill defense, rallying to the football and knocking that one for a TFL here on TNL.
As Hunter Westmoreland on the carry, it's 2nd down and 11. And now Lee wants to talk it over. Wendell Harris will call a timeout, and we'll take it with them. Churchill leading 7-0 early here.
Live on the CW35. It's the 15th season of Taco Cabana's Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. Don Harris, Chuck Minnekatenick, and Matt Roy are here to showcase all these great kids. Tell your friends and family that the game is also being streamed on the CW35.com. You can also find the game on News 4 San Antonio Facebook and on Fox San Antonio Facebook. Big thank you to our game day sponsors. You can see them displayed up on our video scoreboard at this time. Thank you, game day sponsors.
Well, back here on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. We are joined by a representative from the Gomez Law Firm now, Mr. Jose Rios. Jose, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I mean, what a beautiful day to be at a football game.
Honestly, it is the best weather we've had all year long. This is a beautiful, crisp fall day. You can't get better than this.
It doesn't get better than this. After 100-degree weather for 3 months, are you kidding me? This is perfect.
I know, it's wonderful. It's wonderful you guys are choosing to sponsor TNL one more time. Why is it that Gomez gives back to the community so much?
Well, you know, Mr. Gomez has been around practicing law since 1973. That's 50 years of practice. So he born and raised here. It makes him so happy to help out the community that he grew up in, that I grew up in as well. I'm also born and raised here. It brings us so much joy to give back.
And one of the reasons that makes the Gomez Law Firm special is because most, if not all of you guys, are from here. Is that right?
That's right. I would say almost every attorney from our law firm is born and raised in San Antonio. Again, Mr. Gomez, practicing since 1973, incredible.
What makes you guys different than the other law firms here in San Antonio?
Well, you know, the whole born and raised thing I think is a big deal, but also, you know, we pride ourselves in giving back to the community. We pride ourselves in being at events like this and staying connected with the community so that we can better serve our own clients.
Well, we appreciate you guys being another sponsor for us here this year on TNL. It's been a great season. We hope to have you again next year as well.
Absolutely.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. It's 4th down for the Volunteers. They're going to look like they're going to punt it away now since they're on their own 30-yard line.
Well, you guys, Sutton Cantrell, getting over there in a hurry again. Churchill's going to be glad they got another year of eligibility out of that guy.
I was just looking. I was like, you know what? This kid is running around like he's playing the last football game that he'll ever wear pads. And I went, oh, he's only a junior. That ball will check up short of the 50-yard line. Churchill will have it at the 45 of Lee when we come back.
45-yard line. Churchill will take over 1st and 10.
The Chargers having a pep rally this morning. Dr. Drake Sleep Solutions Smile Cam over on Blanco Road as the Chargers were getting fired up for this one. Great turnout by the student body and the Lancer dancers. Great traditions from both of these schools. Talking about the stadium named after Jerry Comalander, whose exploits were so historic on this very field. First down and 10. Handed off across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. Good carry there. And again, great job by that Churchill offensive line. Sebastian Vasquez on the carry this time. Chargers are going to go quickly. Double stack at the bottom of your screen, triple at the top. And then they'll get the play call in to Pavlicek on second down and 5. And he'll run it right up the middle, and not fooled was Christian de la Sordea of the Volunteers.
Yeah, the entire lead defense not fooled by the window dressing of the Chargers on that one. Staying at home and making a play, it's going to bring up third down for Churchill.
Call it 3 as they stack the right-hand side there. And now Pavlicek looking left, now throwing right. He's got 2 receivers in the same zone, and that's just overthrown. 2 guys down there. He was looking for Miles Pace, but overshot him. This is 2-down territory anyway. And Chuck, what are the odds we get that Hunter Pavlicek quarterback run here on 4th down?
I think they're going to get a free one.
They are going to get a first automatic for San Antonio Zoo first down on the offsides there.
Yeah, I like just the play design there, right? And how well coached these Chargers are. You get a guy, jumps off sides, everybody knows it, and everybody kind of changes their play. They know exactly what's going on. You go for the home run on something like that, hoping that the defense is quit on the play.
It's a freebie.
Missed it by just a few inches. Almost a really nice ball and catch.
So it's a San Antonio Zoo first down. Passing all the way is Pavlicek, directing his receiver now and firing that way. Almost picked off. Good coverage by the Lee secondary. We've got a flag on the near side.
Yeah, right. All eyes going to the right side of the field here. Ball in the air, and the flag comes way across from the other side of the field. Great job by the lead defenders that time, as we see that the penalty is on Churchill.
Jaden Bryant Penn making the athletic coverage there. So it's 1st and 15 now. Replay the down with the penalty. Pavlicek will hand it inside and getting a little bit of it back is Vasquez. He goes to the 32.
Yeah, Sebastian's had a pretty good year, Don. I mean, he's averaging about 5 yards a tote, as you see the stats come up on the screen, but it was a really great job by the lead defense, bottlenecking everything up at the line of scrimmage, and he just bounced it outside and was able to make a little something out of nothing.
2nd down and 10. Here he is again, gets it to the outside, ridden down there at the 29-yard line by Jason Grant, the safety, who has 56 tackles on the season, 2 for loss. He's one of the most active players.
Did you see 68 Caleb Popham?
Just slobber knocker, dude.
Yeah, pulling from his left side over here and just creased a would-be tackler. Very well done.
3rd down and 6. Here's Pavlicek right up the middle, spinning around. De La Sordea not going to let him get there. It's going to be 4th down, and it's going to be 4th and long, about 7. But we're in that territory there. Churchill's got Good young kicker, as long as 41, but they're not showing any signs of running out Jason Cardenas, the sophomore, right now. They're going to go for it here with Vasquez in the backfield along with Pavlicek. 2 stacked to the right, 1 to the bottom of your screen. They'll run man in motion. Pavlicek looking left, now fires deep, one-on-one coverage, and just overshot his intended receiver again, Miles Pace, and just too much Wheaties on that one for Pavlicek. So they'll turn it over on downs, and Lee will have the football, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
I think there's a tendency.
And the Volunteers run out their offense here on first down. 1:35 to go here in the first quarter as Diego Zertuche leads this offense. His running back is Hunter Westmoreland. He runs him out to the left-hand side, and they've got 4 wide left. And they'll throw the little bubble screen. Churchill read it perfectly. Great individual effort there by the Chargers. That's Sam Smith.
Coming from his outside linebacker position, and looked like he read this one all the way, right? You don't know what's going to happen when you got 4 wide receivers stacked on one side, but Sam Smith knew what was going to happen, went right for the ball, made himself a nice tackle there.
6'1", 190, he does it all. He's got 64 tackles, 6 for loss, 5 hurries, a block punt. He's blocked a field goal as well. Second down and 20. Zertuche making a little something out of nothing, gets about 7 of it back. It'll be third down and long.
And you're not kidding, that's exactly what he did there, because I don't know if you saw the whole left side of that Churchill defensive line just collapsing the Lee side over there and really putting the pressure on Zertuche, who was somehow able to tuck it up and make 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Aiden Ross in on the tackle. It'll be third down and 12. Passing down for sure. They fake it, now throw it. It's tipped up in the air. And again, it was Sam Smith right there making the play.
Yeah, a couple nice plays on that possession, right? First tackling and then making Lee deal with rejection right there. You want to throw it over my head? Stuck it right back to him. Got himself a pass deflection on the play.
Fourth down and 12. They'll have to punt it away. Diego Zertuche, their quarterback, also their punter. And I believe it's Miles Pace that is back to return for the Chargers. Standing about his own 44-yard line. Good snap. Zertuche will get it away. Little knuckler to the left-hand side, right off the side of his foot. And they'll run up and spot that again inside, well inside Lee territory at about the 44-yard line. That's where the Chargers will have it with 8 ticks to go here in the first quarter. Taking a look at our air and plumbing today game time weather, I can guarantee you it's warmer outside than it is in the press box. 65 degrees. Beautiful night for football. Partly cloudy with the wind out of the south-southeast at 9 miles an hour. Final play of the quarter, they hand off inside, and Lee's defense reads it very well up front. Big guys making a play. De La Sordilla always seems to be in on the tackle, and clock stops with 1 second to go here in the quarter. I don't know why it stopped.
It got me at a loss too.
Well, they'll wind it, that's it. That'll be the end of the first quarter for sure. Churchill leading Lee 7-0. And they'll have second down as they'll flip the field. Not too much, as if they're at midfield. We'll be back to second quarter action on Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights.
it 1, 2, or 3? It's number 1. Congratulations if you won. You can go down to the entrance gate and pick a winning prize while the coupons last. And Whataburger, just like you like it.
Welcome back to Comalander Stadium here. Beautiful ballpark and a beautiful night for football. We're ready for the second quarter here. And I'll tell you what, this L.E.E. defense is really showing out now. You can tell these guys are starting to feel themselves a little bit, getting a little confidence as this game goes along. It's a couple of really nice plays that they've made here, although there is a flag down. Penalty on Churchill coming up, so that'll put them behind the sticks. I know that was one of the keys to this football game tonight, not playing behind the chains, but first quarter, all Churchill, mostly through the benefit of that first drive, Don. They went right down the field, throwing it, running right, running up the middle, everything going their way on that first drive. Penalties, probably too many for both of these teams, but L.E.E. all of a sudden starting to show up on defense.
Pavlicek trying to run to the short side, running with purpose and diving forward, picking up about 9 on that play. It'll be third down and long, and we've got a Charger down on the field. It's one of those big offensive linemen, and he's in a lot of pain.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened over there, but all of a sudden this L.E.E. defense is really starting to pick it up a notch, and you could tell they're starting to feed off each other too. Let's hope for the best with the injury situation.
I think it might be best we step away for while they attend to that young man. We'll step aside.
Well, we're happy to report that the injured Charger, Brandon Schuster, their center, was able to walk off the field, albeit gingerly. Don, that's a guy that's got college aspirations. He's a really good player, so hopefully that's nothing too serious. And obviously, in the here and the now, it's not the guy you want to lose up front, for sure. the big guy in the middle if you're the Churchill Chargers, especially with the way this Lee defense is all of a sudden just kind of flipped the switch and they're getting after it.
Yeah, they've turned it up a notch, so Churchill will have to punt it away here on 4th down. Cardenas does all of their kicking duties, and he stands at his own 45. De La Cerdia drops back. Good high kick. Fair catch called for. And Churchill's going to down that inside the 5 at about the 2.5. Wow, nice job on special teams from the Chargers. Andrew Hernandez getting down there to down it. He's the young man that had that pick 6 go through his hands on the first play of the game. And let's flash back. Chris Kotva's taken into the time machine.
Lugo going deep. Got a man, and that's caught. What a catch by Chris Adams.
That might be the play of the year on Thursday Night Lights.
Oh my goodness, switched hands.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that.
Chris Adams, I know he's watching tonight. His dad's the assistant coach here for the Volunteers. He's in the next booth over. And Chris has gone on to have a nice career and still living here in San Antonio.
That might be the play of the decade, right? 10 years ago, that thing still stands up.
Chris was a heck of a basketball player too over at Lee. Great family. Fantastic special teams for the Chargers, putting Lee in a tough position. It's going to be 2nd down and 11. As they're way back on their own 2-yard line. See if Zartucci can work a miracle here and get them out of trouble. He stands in his own end zone, fires deep, looking for a man, and might get a pass interference, and does, and that's going to be 15 yards, and that's the miracle they needed.
Well, they've had a lot of success getting guys open downfield, right? Early on in this football game, and hats off for going for some home runs here. It sure makes it interesting. Corey just running right down the field, and they had to do anything they could to make sure that he didn't catch the football.
They're going to decline the pass interference. Instead, they're going to take the personal foul call on the roughing the passer. The great Brian Watts, our director, has a look at both. Zartucci was hit in the knee, submarined as he threw the football. He can't go low. And then the intended receiver was just tackled by Hernandez.
They got him on both ends, but big plays to get Lee out of that hole down by their goal line.
Ooh, there's a collision of the game nominee right there, Cooper Kuntz.
I'm pretty sure that that's going to win hands down. That might have been the best squared up tackle that we've seen all year.
We called his name a lot last year. And he's one of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars. That's a highlight reel tackle right there.
Blowing through the defender and then just railroading right over the ball carrier.
You know, when you wear 14 at Churchill, those are big shoes to fill. That one's incomplete. That was the jersey number of the great Cody Carlson.
Sure was.
Cody wore 14 and 11 both. Here's a look as the quarterback takes another hit.
Yeah.
By the way, I know it's early for the uniforms but this isn't a judgment other than to say that's the way jersey numbers are supposed to look. Easy to read for old sportscasters.
Amen.
Way back up in the booth. The blitz coming again. Zartucci did a nice job of getting out of it, completing it across the 20. Short of the first down. Man, I thought he was going to be sacked for a loss of about 10. And Houdini move right here.
He is running for his life back there. I mean, this Churchill team's speed is absolutely something to behold. And then on the back end again, Churchill squaring up and making a play. Hernandez picking him up and putting him down, and then really putting him down.
4th and 4. Short hopper, shortstop made a good catch, got it away, and it'll be down there near midfield. Churchill will have it when we come back. They lead 7-0 here with 8:18 to go here in the first half.
Ball's at the 48-yard line, 1st and 10, Chargers.
We're back. It's first down for the Churchill Chargers as they line up to scrimmage from about the 48-yard line. Here's Pavlicek and a handoff inside across the 50 to the 48 of L.E.E. goes Nicola Perry. As we go down and get an injury update from Matt Roy.
Yeah, guys, just a quick update on Brandon Schuster. He did go into the medical tent. He got his ankle taped, came out, tried to test it out, ran around a little bit, now looks extremely upset. I don't think he's going to be coming into this game. He's going to be replaced by Ezekiel Agueros, another senior on the offensive line. Heartbreaking, though, for a senior on senior day to probably not be able to play the rest of the game, though, guys.
Yeah, so his career is likely over at Churchill, but as Chuck said, he's got aspirations of playing at the next level, so hopefully it's not the last time he puts on a pair of shoulder pads, but not to be out there with your brothers. You can see how that absolutely stings.
Yeah, I mean, and this is a young man that could have easily been an all-star too. He had so many great centers around the area for his team, and man, you could see the emotion on his face and what this game means to him. Certainly pulling for him, that's for sure.
Pavlicek wants to throw, does, and it's broken up right at the marker for the first down. Good coverage there by Jason Grant, the safety for the Volunteers, who's had an outstanding career and good season this year as well, as Churchill will punt it away with Cardenas out there to do the kicking, and Charles Leza standing at his own 15. Last time that Cardenas got his leg into one at about the same spot, the Chargers were able to down it inside the 5-yard line. This sophomore has had a fantastic season. 14 of 15, punting the football. He's going to get that one away. He went down, no flag. Now the flag comes out really late, and they'll get him, I don't know if it's roughing or running into. If it's the latter, it'll be an automatic first down.
Well, I don't know what was more impressive, the fact that he got the ball away or the fact that he took this shot.
I think you can call that roughing. That looks like the 15-yard variety.
Personal foul. Welcome the kicker on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
So it's 15 and an automatic first down. The Chargers will have it inside of Lee territory.
I couldn't find the ears, and then it's hard to blame the defenders, right? They're trying to go block that kick, and then once it's on the ground,
you got to make sure you get the ball. And just ran into him without getting any part of the ball. It's a county-wide service company first down for the Chargers. Inside Lee territory. Here's Pavlicek. Hands inside to Perry. And he goes across the 30 down near the 27-yard line.
Nicola Pari on the carry for Churchill.
Things starting to get a little feisty now between these two, as is always should be the case with Churchill and Lee.
Absolutely. Again, you know, things have kind of changed over the years, right? I mean, you got kids in middle school that are going to have to make a decision as to what high school they're going to go to, and if they play football, they're going to have to choose what high school they want to play football at, whether it's Lee or Churchill.
There were always a few kids at Jackson Middle School that had that choice. If you went to Eisenhower, there was no choice. You were going to Churchill, and that's where you wanted to go.
Yep, it's the Jackson kids that have to make the choice, and they're split pretty evenly.
This will back Churchill up after a penalty here. Ron Harris looking over his play sheet.
Yeah, and he's abdicating a lot of the responsibilities tonight to some of his assistant coaches. Giving everybody a chance to get their feet wet, doing some different duties or maybe some added responsibilities this evening.
Pavlicek right up the middle on a called quarterback keeper, and he's going to move the sticks for a countywide service company first down, and got multiple whistles now as another Charger slow to
Brandon
get up.
Schuster again, guys.
Oh, Schuster was out there trying to give it a go, huh?
Yeah. Chuck, just to expand a little bit upon your observation, Coach Harris obviously deferring to a lot of his other coaches. Coach Moody is doing the brunt of the play calling, getting in the ears of the refs out here. He's kind of the acting head coach as Coach Harris kind of stands and watches for a lot of this game, seeing how his guys do it.
Yeah, and I saw that Coach Moody was kind enough to show up on your Sneakers and Cleats podcast this week and kind of tell you what was going on in the high school level and what was important to the Churchill Chargers here in this final game.
I had a little bit of an inclination that this was how the game was going to go, and I emailed Coach Harris, and he was like, you know, how about we have Coach Moody do the interview this week? I was like, oh, okay, I see what this game's going to be like, Coach.
The courage of Schuster. We saw him crying on the sidelines earlier like he knew his season was over, and he goes out to give it a go again. Just admirable, but I doubt they'll let him give that a go again. Relaford back in the game. His first carry since early in the first quarter.
Juan Salazar, the junior, coming up and making a play too. Again, this Lee defense has really held its own here in the first half of this football game.
Set up second down and 9. Here's Relaford dancing in the backfield. Picks up another 4 or 5 across the Central Med red zone down to about the 16, where he stopped, and it'll be short of the first down mark. It'll be third down and about 4.
You've got to keep your wits about you. We have a lot of guys that are getting into extracurriculars and not really paying attention to what their assignments are at this point.
Good hands by Pavlicek to handle that snap. There's a flag down. This is a free play for Churchill, so he'll just throw it up. The offsides is going to be enough if it's a 5-yard penalty to give Churchill the automatic first down.
And that's exactly what it is. Got a good quarterback back there. Maybe he's altering his cadence, doing a good job of getting guys to lurch, because that's not the first time we've seen that during the course of this football game here tonight.
See Coach Wendell Harris of the Volunteers now as it's countywide service company first down for Relaford, who is inside the 10 down to about the 9 where he's pushed back.
Harold Relaford on the carry for Churchill.
Clock ticks now inside of 5 minutes here in the first half. And we've got another stoppage in play. I believe it's for another injury. This time a injured volunteer is down. That's Jaden Bryant Penn. Jaden Bryant Penn, one of the subjects of our Texas Kidney Foundation player profile. He's going to San Antonio Sports All-Star game.
That's right. We keep talking about this is going to be our last game of the year, and technically it is, but we still got the All-Star game coming up at the first of the year.
That's right. Always a fun time to see the best against the best. They'll hand it to Perry, and good tackle there by Daniel Fernandez. He's got great size. Really nice play there.
I'm always fascinated too, Don. We talk about the best of the best, and then you see what happens 5 years later. We got a lot of these guys show up in the NFL. It's been the case here of late.
San Antonio's been cranking them out. Called run for Pavlicek, trying to get to the outside, cuts it up, looking for contact, diving across, and they're going to call him short. They're going to mark him inside the 1. I thought he got there, but apparently not.
Now, just good old-fashioned bully ball at this point for Churchill. Just give it to your quarterback and let him run over on the right side, leading the way. Diego Aguirre and Caleb Pandolfi on the right side.
Good call. His knee was down, but he's going to get in there this time. Just diving across for the touchdown is Hunter Pavlicek. And the Chargers are on the board again. Inside of 4 minutes, they take a 13-0 lead.
Well, that time they kind of reasserted themselves on the ground after a couple of empty series that were plagued by penalties, but they kept this one fairly clean. Once they got the head of steam moving, there was no stopping them until they got to the end zone for the 6.
Extra point is up and good. It's 14-0, and that lets us tell you about the San Antonio Sports and Valero Beyond the Game initiative. You know, all season long we've highlighted the teams that are making a difference in our communities with the Beyond the Game program. Here's more from Jenny Carnes of San Antonio Sports and Valero.
Every day, our high school and middle school coaches work hard to help athletes reach their maximum potential while also teaching life lessons through sports. Beyond the Game provides a platform to support our coaches as they develop athletes beyond the basic X's and O's.
Valero's success is linked to its values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. They are a part of everything we do in business and in the community. We are proud to partner with San Antonio Sports and recognize the next generation of leaders as they develop these life-enriching values on and off the field.
We are thrilled that Valero has joined our team. They are a company that lives their values and makes San Antonio a better place for all of us. Having Valero as a teammate for Beyond the Game will help this program continue to positively impact more teams, coaches, and families. 4 teams will be recognized during the San Antonio All-Star football game in the Alamo Dome. If you want to nominate a team, you can visit sanantoniosports.org and learn more about the program and nominate your team today.
Such a great program all year long. Our thanks to Jenny, San Antonio Sports, Valero. And we will continue to highlight Beyond the Game, both on Max Sports, on Fox San Antonio, and on Sports Sunday on News 4 every week as we see these middle school and high school teams out in the community doing great things. 14-0 here. Churchill kicking off the lead. He's got another shot at it with 3:48 to go here in the half. Remind you to stick around for the Central Med halftime show as Lee will have good field position here. Across the 35 to about the 38-yard line. They'll have an opportunity here to get points on the board before halftime.
It feels like Lee and Churchill, doesn't it? I mean, every play. I have a hard time keeping my eye on the ball because I'm just watching the guys going down and look like tracers, and then
38-yard line.
they got come with bad intentions.
Let's go down to the sidelines and Matt Roy. Matt.
Yeah, guys, I can confirm now Brandon Schuster is going to be out for the game. He has some ice on his ankle. Coach Harris just went over, congratulated him on a wonderful year that he had. That's his senior leader on the offensive line, going to be out for the game, and his career in high school now over. So you just heartbreaks for the young man.
Yeah, absolutely. They put so much time and effort into it. They love it so much. They love their teammates so much, and they work so hard year-round in those Texas hot summers, and pour their heart and soul into it.
Well, hopefully he'll get a chance to play at the next level, but you know, again, it's just life lessons that you learn on the grid, playing the sport that you love, right? You try to come back, see what you can give on half an ankle, and look at it.
That's picked off. Zertucci threw it out into the flat. He was pressured as he threw, and coming up and making a play for the Chargers is your man Ty Webb.
Ty Webb, elite hair, elite speed, and what a play he made on the ball right there. Let's take a look. First of all, Zertucci under heavy duress from the blind side. That was Freddie Padilla, the junior, closing in, and tell you what, Webb's not going to miss many of those. His last name's Webb for a reason.
Now Churchill, with just under 3 minutes to go in the half, has a chance to add to their lead. They run it right up the middle, and they gash the lead defense for about 8 here on first down, make it 7. It'll be second down and 3. Sebastian Vasquez was running with purpose right up the middle. Dr. Drake's Sleep Solutions Smile Cam in there on the Charger student section. Good to see those letter jackets have never changed. Those are awesome. Vasquez up the middle again. Good for a countywide service company first down. And the Chargers are marching. Near the 30. 2:20 left. All 3 timeouts in their back pocket. Pavlicek looked like he wanted to run. Now throws down there. Good coverage by the Lee secondary. Jaden Bryant Penn is fast. He can jump. And he just, again, for the second night, pops off the tape.
Yeah, Hunter doing a really good job throwing off his back foot as he was starting to feel the heat, and just a little bit underthrown because his receiver out there, Miles Pace, certainly looked like he had a step going towards the end zone, but had to pull up a little bit.
Second down and long. Vasquez up the middle, across the 25 to the 24. You might see Churchill burn one of those 3 timeouts right here. Tick-tock, they're not. They're going to go quick instead. And now Lee's going to take one on third down and about 2.5. And Wendell Harris is going to use his timeout. Hey, all season long we've been telling you about the band grant from Christus Children's. Some band is going to get 5 Gs, and it's all based on your vote. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit the cw35.com/stations/contests. You got to be 18. You got to be in our viewing area. The $5,000 band grant, again, sponsored by Christus Children's.
Man, too late for us to form a band and get in on that action?
Too
You
late.
and Nikki
I don't think
come
we'd
up
have
with
a
something?
chance. Based on what we've seen this year from some of these other bands, we're not going to be good enough.
I'm pretty sure that's a safe assumption.
Pretty sure.
I think the Churchill band had an interesting week, right? With their equipment?
Yeah, we'll hear more about that at halftime. That was quite the story.
But typical of San Antonio, right? Everybody rallies. Gotta love it. The city hadn't let us down too much in the past on stuff like that, so I'm looking forward to seeing the piece.
Churchill's got all 3 timeouts left, 3rd and 2 here. They run Vasquez. He's got the countywide service company first down. He's inside the Central Med red zone, and Churchill's not going to use it because they're going to go quick again.
First down, Chargers.
Here's Pavlicek being pursued. Cuts it up. Now they burn timeout number 1 with 1:24 left.
John David Crow and Juan Salazar.
And while we wait on that TO, let's flash back to 2012.
This is Luke Walters, the most valuable player of the game. The 2 threw for 5 touchdown passes in about, a half and a few minutes, and that's a pretty nice night in anybody's book.
I'd start off by giving the glory to my faithful Savior, Jesus Christ, and that's where it all starts with us. You know, we've been together since day one, so it was a team effort tonight, though. It wasn't just me throwing the touchdowns. You had to have guys catching and guys blocking out there.
Luke Walters from Pleasanton High School now. Look at him now. He's calling the plays, the OC for the Churchill Chargers.
Always fun to flash back and see some of these guys come back and end up as coaches. Usually pretty darn good ones, too. Hey, hats off to Juan Salazar, 52 of Lee, on that last play, Don. I mean, that big guy tracked down the quarterback, made it look pretty easy there for a big fella.
2nd down and long here, 1:21 to go. Vasquez up the middle. Churchill just continues to run the football with 1:15 to go. I guess their coaching staff with these timeouts, 2 now left. I think they can bully their way in here before the half.
Yeah, that's an eternity. You still got over a minute, so. Ooh, hello.
Pavlicek handles it, dives forward to the 10. See if they go quick or if they burn one. Tick-tock. 50 and counting. 56. And they'll wind now. It was a first down, so they stopped it momentarily. They wind, and now here the clock goes at 48 and counting. The countywide service company first down, right at the 9-yard line. Pavlicek to Vasquez, going to run it off tackle again to the 5, to the 2. 37 seconds to go. And they'll burn timeout number 2. 1 left now with 30 seconds.
Now, good job of Churchill just kind of getting some dirty yards up in there. Getting some guys to chip in and do some blocking there. Malachi Maddox, the senior tight end, the really good job blocking out there, number 10. Churchill knocking on the door, trying to get them 6 more here before the break.
And let's get another flashback in while we can.
Hughley gonna hand it off. A lot of room to run. Here goes Foster towards the end zone, turns the corner, and he is in. Hand off to Foster, dancing his way on his feet and headed towards the end zone, and nobody is going to catch Paul Foster.
How about that? The great Ernie Zuniga on the call. Darren Haynes working the sidelines. Paul Foster back in 2011 scoring for the Chargers.
Yeah, young Darren Haynes right now holding it down at the CBS station in Los Angeles.
Yeah, he replaced the legendary Jim Hill out there.
Darren has had quite the career, and he's earned every bit of what he's got.
30 seconds to go, 1 timeout left. To Vasquez, hop, skip, jump, touchdown. The Chargers score with 28 left. It's a 3-touchdown lead now for the Chargers.
Yeah, nothing fancy schmancy. The lead defense is doing a pretty good job considering they've been out there all night long trying to hold up their end of the bargain, but Churchill just one handoff after another on that particular drive go right down the field and now are up 3 scores.
The extra point is up and good by Jason Cardenas, and we're back in 15 seconds.
Hey San Antonio teens! Are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
All right, so Churchill 21, Lee nothing with 28 ticks to go here. Lee will have a couple of plays before the Central Med halftime show. Want to invite you to stick around for these two great programs, legendary bands, and David Chancellor will be along with our Scholar Athlete of the Week, and we'll tell you that story about the Churchill band and band parent group that had an interesting story this week.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to getting down and do a little munchy hoedown here with the Taco Cabana folks. Finally got the food to matriculate its way up to the booth. It took the entire season for us to get some vittles up in here, Don, but thankfully,
that's why
the kind folks from Taco Cabana were able to wrest away all of the food away from Matt and bring it up here. So,
have you noticed that Matt's put on 15 since week 1?
Yeah, well, it stands to reason. I mean, we're sitting up here with a couple of tins of queso and
chips and hot
bean
sauce.
and cheese. It was fantastic.
Chuck, I didn't even get any tacos today.
Well,
you know,
you had some to give there, my friend. I mean, you certainly came
I'm
out
glad
on the
you guys
positive
got
ledge
some. I
of this
couldn't run
year.
them up earlier.
That ball's out. That could be a score for scoop and score for Churchill. Ty Webb to the house. Touchdown, Chargers.
You know, just the thing you cannot do if you're the Lee Volunteers, right? You played a pretty good, solid half of football here with not any big, huge miscues, but this is definitely one of them. Just a guy trying to make a play there, but ball squirts out, and trust me, you're not catching Ty Webb if he gets the edge.
Nice job by Churchill's linebacker Roman Romo to pop it out. Knocked it out as he was trying to go into the tackle. His right arm just kind of punched it out. Another extra point, good, and just like that, it's 28-0. And we'll kick off again. One play and a defensive scoop and score for Ty Webb and Churchill.
Yeah, Don, we talked about his ability to play football, but you've seen the speed on display, but he's a long jumper too.
Got an interception and a fumble recovery. And a score. Two thumbs up, Ty. 6 foot, 182.
Ron Harris not showing a whole lot of emotion, but you know he's got to like the way his team's kind of put it all together here in the last few possessions. And then for Wendell Harris, you know, he got to lead late this year in April, and you know, we talked about all the great things that he did at Burbank, but we talked about the challenge. He wanted to see if he could coach at the 6A level. Wasn't about the money. Wasn't about much of anything other than the fact that he really wanted to coach at the 6A level to see if he could turn around the fortunes of the Lee Volunteers like he has in other places.
And he thinks he's got, you know, the ability to do that. The freshman team had a good season, won a few games, and he thinks he's got some talent down there. He just needs to put in his off-season program, grow some of those young athletes that are ninth graders right now, and he's very optimistic that he can do the job to turn Lee around.
I was fascinated too, Don. You know, you talked about, well, do you have to go to the middle school and start, you know, meeting the kids and meeting the parents? He goes, I'm going to the elementary schools. I'm taking my players to the elementary schools. We're building those bonds now to meet parents and to grow up some of these elementary school kids. So, you know, I know for me and you and I, we come out here on a Thursday night, we want to see the baby, but, you know, the labor pains that that are now involved with coaching 6A football, well, it's a lot of things that weren't on the job description, I can assure you that, 20 years ago.
Yep, got to put in that work. I remember going to Castle Hills Elementary in the 5th grade. Everybody wanted to be a Charger, you know, so It's not the case anymore with the way the culture is, with all the social media distractions and all of that. So he's going to do the grassroots work, and we'll go down and hear from Matt Roy and the coaching staff, and Ron Harris down there with Matt.
Well, Don Harris talking to me and Ron Harris over here. So, Coach, I was going to ask you about offense first, but I got to ask you about defense first after that scoop and score right there. What's going right for the defense so far?
Those kids just play hard. They play hard every snap and give them a chance. They don't take any snaps off. They play every down the way it should be played.
Coach, I think you guys have run the ball 35 times, passed it 5 times. It's pretty clear what the identity is and what the game plan is. How do you think your offense is executing that game plan so far?
Towards the end of the second quarter, much better. We started the game out good, and then we had a little lull the next 3 possessions. And I don't think it was a lack of effort or anything. I think it was maybe wanting to execute too bad and pressing a little bit. And once we kind of relaxed, quit committing pre-snap penalties, a couple of those hurt us in those early drives too. Just execute and play ball.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Don Harris.
All right. When we come back, it's the Central Men halftime show. And they've got all kinds of festivities planned here tonight for our Scholar Athletes of the Week and much more. It's halftime, Churchill 28, L.E.E. nothing.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Steel North Star Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Centro Med, Enroll SA, Countywide Service Company, Dr. Drake Sleep Solutions, Christus Children's, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, Beluga Air, Rhino Roofers, Texas Kidney Foundation, Air and Plumbing Today, Ron Hoover RV and Marine, Harlandale Independent School District, San Antonio Zoo, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Well, welcome back to Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights, presented by the Gomez Law Firm. This is your Centro Med halftime show. We got a good game going on. Churchill up 28-0. Pretty much just taking the air out of the ball, running it all over the L.E.E Volunteers. Usually we have the bands on the field right now, but the L.E.E band will not be performing. We'll hear from the band director to tell you a little bit about why.
My name's Alex Yanis, and I'm the Director of Bands here at Legacy of Educational Excellence High School, also known as L.E.E High School. This evening, L.E.E High School will be recognizing all of our National Merit Scholars, so our band will not be performing tonight. Our year has been going great. We have a very young band this year. We have approximately about 45 freshmen. They've just really been working hard, and they've really caught on to the transitioning from middle school to high school marching band. Couldn't be more proud of these kids. We've got kids that are on the robotics team. We've got kids that are running at regionals for cross country. We've got kids that are competing in regionals on the tennis team. We've got kids that compete in Munsa through ISA. So our kids are just pretty much spread thin throughout all the organizations on our campus, but they still find time to come and spend countless hours in the afternoon and during summer to come in and learn their marching show and make sure that we're performing to the best of our ability. Our competition season went very well this year for us. We placed in every competition that we went to. Now we're just gearing up and preparing for our final competition on November the 4th. And again, I can't thank our boosters enough. My associate directors here, Vicki Watson and Elijah Alonzo, they've put countless hours with our students here, tutoring them and helping them. And of course, our color guard sponsors, Aaron Salas and Linnell Ramirez, they've worked with our color guard. And then of course, our percussion staff, Russell Watson and Cameron Leal. Renee Hare has been our front ensemble coach throughout the season. And again, without her just being there working with the kids, countless hours, again, the front ensemble wouldn't be where they're at today without her help. I couldn't ask for a better staff. I'd like to also give a shout out to our admin here as well at L.E.E High School, our principal Alex Escamilla, and our other principal Steve Magadance, and of course our fine arts coordinator Phil Flynn and Julie Shore. With their support, we've been able to get over a lot of humps this year, and I just wanted to thank them.
It's time to vote for the Christus Children's $5,000 band grant. To vote for the L.E.E High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area.
San Antonio middle and high school athletes are doing great things for our community. San Antonio Sports and Valero are shining a light on teams and individuals who model key values through their actions. This week, we salute two schools whose community projects demonstrate beyond the game values. West Campus High School athletes carried the load for their custodians, helping transport and distribute hundreds of books throughout the school. Bernie Champion high school football and cheer teams participated in the first annual Tug the Truck event, helping raise money and support for first responders, including law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency medical services. These athletes demonstrated the beyond the game values of integrity, respect, teamwork, excellence, and community service. San Antonio Sports and Valero salute high school and middle school coaches who inspire their athletes to serve others. Parents, teachers, and coaches can nominate teams and individuals that go beyond the game. Visit sanantoniosports.org.
Accompanied by Mr. and Mrs. Christina Keanu.
Welcome back. One of my favorite things that we do here on TNL is every week we introduce you to some amazing student athletes. Steel North Star Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will present a $10,000 scholarship to one of the students that we featured on TNL this season. Our David Chancellor introduces us to this week's scholar athletes from Churchill and L.E.E.
There is really no other way to ask it.
Are you one of America's next great swimmers?
I wouldn't say that. There's so many good swimmers out there. I'm just out here trying my best.
That's Churchill's Carly Cronk being humble because potentially she is that good. She's already qualified for next summer's Olympic trials in the 200 fly and 400 IM.
So I'm really excited. The experience is going to be great, but I'm nervous for it because it's such a big meet. I mean, it's going to be one of the biggest meets so far because we're going to be in the stadium, a football stadium.
The trials will also offer Carly a platform if she wants. She was born with limited hearing, which is a challenge, but not a label. She hopes the world sees her as a great swimmer who just happens to be deaf. Her swimming honors go on for days. 2-time state medalist, 2-time team captain. She also won 17 medals at the 5th annual World Deaf Swimming Championship.
It's nice, but it comes with like the responsibility of being like a role model. Like you have so many younger deaf athletes looking up to you, so you just like have to always like try your best and stuff.
She does. 109 GPA, number 14 in her class of 568. Honor Society, PAL. She even rescues dogs in her free time. And did we mention she's going to Notre Dame?
If I can ask, how many schools were after you?
A few.
Humble to the very end. Lee High School's Tyler Wilson began her softball career at age 2. It was a family thing. Mom and dad played, but it was more because softball gave her a way in as the new girl growing up.
Softball was kind of a thing that we did because both my parents were in the military, so we moved around a lot, and so it was a constant. Like there's always a little league team. But it's become my life, and so I think they're just super proud of me.
Did it help you being the new kid?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
She moved 5 times before the end of elementary school, but she found a home here in San Antonio and at L.E.E. thanks to softball and the STEM program.
STEM students are like smart, like you're crazy smart. Yes.
I try.
Tom, you got game?
I'm gonna go study geology and take a minor in astrogeology.
Wow. Okay, for a dumb TV guy, what do you do with that?
So I really want to study planetary science and just figure out how everything works on other planets from a geology perspective.
Is there a chance? Do you want to be an astronaut?
That's the goal, yeah.
111 GPA, top 20 in her class. What makes her unique, though, she's both analytic and an artist.
So we're currently working on a project to make the campus look pretty, and we're trying to, so it's going to be like giant murals that showcase different parts of our campus, and they're going to be hung up around the school.
Athlete, artist, and one day astronaut, simply put, Tyler Wilson is out of this world.
You're watching the Centro Med Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Lights here at the beautiful Como-Lander Stadium. It is a gorgeous night for some football and some band performances. We'll hear from the Churchill Band in a second. Right now they're actually honoring some students from Churchill High School, but we did catch up with the band director a little bit earlier this week. Let's hear from him.
My name is Amanda Stevenson. I am the Director of Bands at Winston Churchill High School, and this is my 5th year with the Charger Band. We have a very resilient kid in the Churchill Band, very hardworking, and honestly, I think pretty much what I would describe is what a band kid is. They're the hard workers. They're here early. They stay late. They pull the long hours. They learn grit and responsibility and manners, and they are probably our smartest kids on the campus, and they're completely a well-rounded student in the Charger Band. So they have seen a lot of success, but that comes because of hard work and dedication and individual perseverance, and we are blessed to work with some really awesome kids. We've had a very successful year thus far. We have been in finals at all of our competitions that we've been to. We've been 3rd place. We won our first contest at the Vista Ridge Marching Contest up in Cedar Park, and we've had a great year. Our current situation is a little bit wild. We were at our Bands of America contest in Waco, and going from our warm-up to the football field, we got caught in some rain. We were put underneath some open bleachers, so we were still getting rained on. Finally, we had some clearance in the weather. We took the field, and a torrential downpour, pretty much a monsoon, kind of found us towards the end of our marching show. And we got off the field. We walked back in that crazy, crazy rain. And the kids have been extremely resilient, and I just have to thank the entire community, the band community, the music, fine arts community, because we needed instruments for our students to continue for Thursday Night Lights, as well as our final competition on Friday. And the community stepped up. We had kids with horns in hand in a matter of hours. We had upwards about $28,000 worth of damage, and the music community from all over the nation supported our students. We've reached our goal on repairing instruments, and we'll be using all of that to get them started. It'll be a bit till we get up and running exactly the way we want to be back to everything. But right now we have horns in hand. The kids will be at the game, so we're very blessed right now. Very blessed. We will be at the Bands of America Super Regional at the Alamodome, 9:45 p.m. on Friday. Again, a big thank you to all those that donated, whether it be financially, supported the group online. They have donated instruments, all walks of life, but definitely want to thank the alumni from Churchill High School. We want to thank Texas State University, UTSA. We have the Crossmen and Guardians and Genesis Drum and Bugle Corps that have reached out. All the middle schools around, Wood Middle School, Holmes High School, Churchill Middle School in New Braunfels, McNair. There's just so many, Garner, that have reached out and donated. So thank you so much to everybody.
Well, for the final time this TNL season, it's time to vote, y'all. If you want to vote for the Churchill High School Marching Band, scan the QR code on your screen or visit cw35.com/station/contest. You must be 18 years old and live in our viewing area. Thanks again to Christian Children's for sponsoring this year's $5,000 band grant.
Welcome back. Time for our Harlandale Independent School District first half highlights. Nicola Perry got in first on the 3-yard touchdown run to make it 7-0 Churchill. Pavlicek did the same as 14-zip. They've been dominating on the ground and with their defense. Ty Webb, he's got an interception. Vasquez scored to make it 21-0, and then Webb had a scoop and score. 28-0, all Chargers at the half. Third quarter action straight ahead. Welcome back. It is 28-0 Churchill over the Legacy of Educational Excellence, better known as L.E.E. And when you look at these halftime stats, Chuck, they don't lie. Look at the defense for Churchill against Lee's rushing game. Just a single yard and 2 first downs.
Yeah, and I mean, I know this can kind of be deceiving because Lee's defense has played pretty well. I mean, they've been on the field a lot tonight, and I think they've done a very good job making and accounting for themselves here this evening. So it's been really a tale of 2 defensive teams here this evening. Churchill's defense even contributed to the scoring. So sometimes your defense is your best offense.
See what Matt Roy talked about with Coach Wendell Harris and how he sized it up, Matt.
Yeah, guys, Coach Harris said they're just going to go out and try and win a ball game. He knows what the score is. He doesn't care what the score is. He knows that his guys want to go out and they want to go out winners. It's a rivalry game. They have a lot of seniors on their team. They have a lot of pride on their team. They're going to get all the seniors in the second half, and they're going to try and win this game, guys.
All right, Matt. Easier said than done, down 28-0 as we get ready for second half action. Final game of the year for both teams. Churchill will have it to start the third quarter. And you can see there on the helmets, if we can get another shot of those Churchill helmets in baby blue right there on the front of the helmet, LLJP. Live like Josh Pollard. It was a believe 8 years ago now that we lost Josh Pollard, and Churchill continues to honor the Pollard legacy. They run out the number 12 flag at the beginning of the games, and they still will wear the LLJP on their helmets. And I was texting with Josh's parents during this game, and I told them I still love the fact that they run out the 12 flag. Of course, the Pollards had 3 boys play there at Churchill, and really cool that Ron Harris continues that all these years later. Rhino Roofer's second half kickoff stays in bounds. Better get on top of it, or Lee can recover that. Boy, that was deceiving. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds and then hugged the line there for about 15 yards. Lee's eligible to recover that ball. Churchill jumps on it, but not till it got all the way down to the 16. That was crazy.
You take another look, and man, you have a hard time finding a golf ball that would check up like that, right? Much less one that's oblong like a football is.
That football does crazy things. Hunter Pavlicek had a good first half, had a touchdown, ran for 58 yards, and he'll get the Chargers out on their first possession here. Hands it right up the middle to Vasquez. They were doing that a lot in the first half. They like those chunks of 5 or 6 yards, and if they can continue to do that, this clock will go pretty fast here in the second half, because they protect that scoreboard with that 28-0 lead. Second down and 6. Another carry for Vasquez, and as we talk about, there's a flag down. Let's see what that is. As we talk about the Lee Churchill rivalry and the history of this great game, somewhere Jerry Comelander is smiling watching this 3 yards in a cloud of dust. It's going to come back, be second down and long, but that smash mouth football, strong dose of 4 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down, 4 yards on third down, move the sticks, is what Coach Comelander was all about. Ball control, great defense. Pavlicek going deep, got a man down the middle, triple covered, and ball falls incomplete. Had a hard time finding the football, but nice throw from Pavlicek, but it was into triple coverage, and Xavier Diego Salstre couldn't quite bring it in.
Yeah, and there's some big-time collisions down there at the end of that, but Salstre ran a really nice route. Up and in. Just a little bit too much hang time on that ball.
3rd and 16, they run draw, and picks up about 5. It'll be 4th down and long, and Churchill will have to punt the football away. Good job by that lead defense. Of course, it was the penalty that really 86'd that drive for the Chargers.
Well, you know, Wendell Harris was telling Matt that they're coming out here to win a football game. I mean, we haven't seen anything contrary to that. I mean, these guys are playing hard. They're hitting hard. They're rallying to the football. Made a nice showing here tonight.
Cardenas will punt it away. Good high kick, impressive. This sophomore has a leg. It's fair caught at midfield. Lee will have it when we come back.
All right, back here at Comalander Stadium for Taco Cabana, Thursday Night Lights presented by the Gomez Law Firm. We have a special treat for us tonight on the sidelines. Mr. Steve Mann, who is the Executive Director of Sinclair's High School Sports Division, kind of the mothership up there. I like to call him the godfather of TNL, though. He's the creator. He had the idea 15 years ago. How did all of this come from just in a little bit of an idea?
Well, what it did, Matt, is we wanted to come up with an idea that was really put the station involved in the community, and the program that we thought would be best would be high school sports, because it really does. You see the band, you see the cheerleaders, you've got the players. It's a community event that reaches the young people, the students, and then also the parents and even the grandparents and the entire community. And that's how Thursday Night Lights got started.
It got started back in Nashville, and then why was San Antonio one of the first markets that we wanted to kind of expand it to?
Yeah, well, naturally, high school football in Texas, that's where we wanted to get to.
It's really big.
Yeah, we knew that, but then the great thing, Matt, they're celebrating your 15th year here. The commitment from Dean and the staff is tremendous. Chris in the truck has been with us for every single season, calling the shots, making it happen, really putting on a first-class production for these students and the schools in the San Antonio community.
Yeah, if this is the godfather of TNL, Chris Kopfis is like the czar of TNL. Like he's punching it up right now. He's probably blushing a little bit. I see it, Chris. But we've also given out so many scholarships because of TNL. Can you tell me a little bit about how much that TNL has given back to the community and what's really taking place here?
Right, that definitely, Matt. The most important thing we do are give backs, scholarships, and then give backs to the schools. And that's what we're so proud of. We've given back throughout our program since it started $4.5 million in scholarships and school grants. And that's what this program is really about, showcasing these student athletes in a very, very positive light and really celebrating the youth of San Antonio and around the country.
Yeah, it's an awesome program. I was part of Friday Night Rivals over in Illinois, Springfield, Illinois. At my last station, we do it great there. We do it great here as well. He didn't bring tacos, but he gives out $4.5 million because of TNL. So, Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you all, and really do appreciate all of our fans throughout the San Antonio area.
Absolutely. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. While we were talking to Mr. Webb there, or Mr. Mann there, Ty Webb came up with his second interception. He's also got a scoop and score fumble recovery. So how about a little Charger defense for a player of the game nominee, maybe?
Yep.
Putting the sword away.
Yeah, there's still some time left on the clock there, 7. Let it all hang out tonight.
Yeah, what a great concept Thursday Night Lights was all those years ago. And Dean Radla and Ernie Zuniga got it started here in this broadcast booth along with Chris Kopfis. David Osmo, also one of the early pioneers of it here in San Antonio. And I believe Steve said it's in 37 Sinclair markets around the country.
Yeah, Don, and you think about, Steve's vision and where it's gone, right? I mean, it's not only grown within our company, but then you see what it's done for high school athletics across the country with everybody else trying to get in on the game too. It's just fantastic to see, take the sport of high school football and you get to spread it around and make it grow and get bigger every step of the way.
Interesting to see what happens with the UIL over the next few years. There's been some talk that they might relax the rules and allow broadcasting on Friday nights as well, which is right now is not the case. Talking to Steve, there's other markets that do it on Friday in other states. But it's been a great franchise for us on Thursday nights as we look at Dr. Drake's Sleep Solutions Smile Can. That's evidenced by the effectiveness that our sponsors keep coming back. They love it. Taco Cabana and the Gomez Law Firm and Dr. Drake and on and on and on. So it's just been fun to be a part of it again this year.
Yeah, I know you and I kind of grew up on the Friday night scene where you were getting to as many games as you could. You're getting 2 plays in a roster and you're putting it all on TV. But there is a purity, right, of visiting with the coaches during the week, finding out the ins and outs. What are some of the great storylines at each school? And there are hundreds of stories each week that we come across. It's
So
just
many great kids.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear about all these kids and what they're doing in the classroom, what they're doing in their community service. And this is going to sound, probably politically incorrect, but back when we were in high school, I don't remember the focus being on academics for football players as much as it is now. Football players were football players and the other kids were the brainiacs. Well, now every time we talk to a coach, the academics are stressed as much as the athletics. And we have a lot of these kids that are the top 5% of their class.
Yeah, I think it's like anything else, right? It's evolution. I mean, you talk to a college coach, you see some extracurriculars, and they're going to tell you, if you're not getting it done in the classroom, then they're going to feel like at the next level that they can't trust you.
Yeah.
So you've got to be able to do both. And I think it also, it's going to make a well-rounded kid too. They're doing it in the classroom. They're doing it on the football field. The demands on all these kids' time because of what they're involved in, whether it's playing football or in the classroom, and then all the stuff they're doing in the communities, which, a lot of these athletic directors have put an emphasis on too. It's just great life lessons on how to manage time, how to make the most of your time, how to become the best version of yourself day in and day out.
Got another penalty as we'll sort out that little melee. Called it against Churchill. I thought it might be one of those one on you, one on us kind of penalties, but instead it's back up against the Chargers. Dennis Chavez, for the Chargers. Nicola Perry back in at running back. Number 22. Pavlicek rushed, now throws it up. They're going to say he was out of bounds at the 40. Speaking of 22, we were talking about great jersey numbers earlier and the Charger legacy of Cody Carlson. How about the great 22s in Churchill history? I remember Jimmy Brooks on that state championship team of 76, and then Doug Hodo, who had a fantastic career, and then Kyle Pollard wore it at 22, but maybe the best ever was Brian Payne, Churchill's first U.S. Army All-American and San Antonio Defensive Player of the Year back in the day. That punt will be down right at about the 32-yard line. And we'll change possession. 6:39 to go here in the third quarter.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is sponsored by the Vietnam Army Grunt Museum.
We've got to change a quarterback for the Lee Volunteers. Zach Talamentes is in. He's played a lot this season, and that's going nowhere. The Churchill front four snuffing that out quickly. Sam Smith again. He's been in on a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, and they've got some really fine defenders. Just a bunch of rascals out there, right? I mean, they're getting on it.
Roman Romo.
Going right through blockers and into ball carriers. Just take a look at Zach Talamentes' numbers on the year. He's had some pretty good success throwing touchdown passes and did a really good job eluding pressure on that interception, but just airmailed the pass once he got free. Now he can't find the ears here and has to scramble to get on it.
So Lee in trouble here, backing up. It'll be second down and about 20. Or is it going to be third down? It's going to be third down as we've got an injured Charger limping off. Time for another Texas Kidney Foundation player profile while we wait. And it's on Josh Wayne, who's been a fantastic performer. There's again another 4.0 GPA we were just talking about. He's in the STEM Pals Mentor Program. He's a 2-year starter, and he's been picked to play in the San Antonio All-Star game.
Yeah, big fella, and can not only play tight end, he can also do wide receiver. Let's see if they try to get him the ball here.
Targeted once early in the game. The handoff inside, and rugby scrum at about the 23 as Hunter Westmoreland is brought down for a short game.
So Lee's going to roll out their punting unit here, down 28-0, and the clock ticking away here in the third quarter.
Under 5 minutes to go.
A little hard getting something going on that drive. I mean, when you can't take the snap from center, usually it's going to put you behind the sticks and put you in bad shape.
Miles Pace will stand right at midfield and try to field this one. A good kick goes over his head. Takes a lead bounce. It's going to be about a 70-yard punt inside the 15,
wow,
inside
going.
The 10, at the 10-yard line.
Nice punt by Diego Zutuche.
Line of scrimmage was the 23. So close to 80.
Yeah, that was every bit of 77 yards,
punt,
right?
Yeah. Chuck and I breaking out our calculators, abacuses,
like,
fingers,
please
counting
do the
on our
math right
fingers.
before you spew it on the air. Please do it right. Please do it right.
They know that we went to Northeast schools. My
No,
math.
that wasn't their fault.
No, not at all. Say the teachers know it's you and me. I remember that Don Harris math. We'll go to break. We'll Churchill will have it when we come back.
All right, let's see here. Who's Taylor Swift dating?
Travis, Kelsey.
Yeah, that guy.
And what teams does he play for?
No, the Chiefs.
Yes.
Brad Souter having a great time out here at the L.E.E. Pep Rally. Boy, were they having a good time. You know, for a team that has had a tough time getting a W this year, the attitudes, the spirit groups, the football players pregame, even at halftime, nobody's dropped their chins. They keep their heads held high. They're fighting to the finish, and a lot of school spirit, too.
Yeah, Coach Harris was pretty demonstrative when talking about his team. You know, he said, we've had a lot of buy-in. We haven't had anybody quit. The same team that we started with is the team we have right now. So, you know, it's tough. You're trying to learn new things. A new coach comes in, and, you know, it's going to be some baby pains as Churchill gets a free play.
Just off the hands of the intended receiver, Miles Pace. You're right, Lee was offside, so that was a freebie. You know, we've talked about this this rivalry, and I was down with Carl Gustafson, who's one of the athletic directors. Of course, his dad has a stadium named after him across town, Marvin Gustafson. And Carl said his dad, Marvin, came to coach Churchill in 1973. School opened in 66. Now remember, Tommy Kramer and the Lee Vols won the state championship at the highest classification, then 4A, over Wichita Falls, 28-27. That, of course, made Tommy Kramer a legend in San Antonio, went on All-American at Rice, and great NFL career. So Marvin Gustafson comes to Churchill in 73, and it was the first time Churchill ever beat Lee. And I said to him, I remember coming in 75, and we both had the same memory of both sets of bleachers completely packed as Vasquez bulls his way close to a first down. Then the temporary bleachers set up in the end zone, the 7th grade type bleachers. And over here where it says Virgil T. Blossom Athletic Center, the basketball arena, they have an extension on that building now, but that used to just be a big grassy knoll. And that was full of people. Probably 15 to 18,000 people out here every single year between probably 73 and 83. And you would always have two 9-0 teams squaring off. The winner goes on to the playoffs. The loser goes home. Only one team made the playoffs. And so you could have potentially two state championship contenders playing in the final regular season game here, and only one would go on to the playoffs to play either Holmes, and then Judson came on in later years. But it was something else, and the energy and the crowd was just amazing. You couldn't get somebody in here with a shoehorn. Danny Cloza, part of that great rivalry for those Lee teams. David Darr and Bubba L.E.E. on that 76 team that won it for the state championship for Coach Comlander and Churchill. You had two teams win state championships 5 years apart at the highest level. You got Judson, Roosevelt did it. Steele did it with Malcolm Brown. But you can count on one hand the amount of teams that from San Antonio that have won the highest classification in the state of Texas.
Yeah, and then Madison, right, in 83 lost in the state championship game. I mean, that league was brutal. I remember moving here right before my junior year, and it just seemed like it was the clash of the Titans every single week, no matter who you played.
Absolutely. Van Fushak took a MacArthur team to the final against Cedric Benson and Midland Lee. We're back in 15 seconds.
fair catch, and then
Do you know a San Antonio teen in 7th to 12th grade looking for ways to get involved in the community? They can apply to be a Project Worth Teen Ambassador today. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
53 seconds here to go in the third quarter. Churchill up 28-0. As we have the Lee offense back on the field. Zach Talamantes running the Lee offense now. Split time most of the year with Diego Zertuche. They both have similar numbers on the season. That one's incomplete on first down. John Ferrara was a legendary coach. We talked about Coach Comalander, who the stadium's named after, but Coach Ferrara was a legend over at Lee. They also had Pat Rocket, Richard Osborne on that same state championship team. Pat Rocket, a fantastic baseball player.
Yeah, Atlanta Brave, right?
Yep. And of course, going way back, that school was founded in '58. We would be remiss if we didn't talk about the '63 game between Lee and Brack, with Gary DeLon's booth being right next door with his plaque on it. Gary calling that game the legendary Warren McVeigh game against Linus Bear, who starred for the Volunteers in '63. And that city championship game played at Alamo Stadium in front of 25,000.
Yeah, and how could we have gotten this far into a Churchill Lee game as we see a batted ball at the line of scrimmage? Tommy Kramer's name hasn't come up yet.
Yeah, Tommy Kramer led Lee to that 28-27 state championship game, then played at Rice and, of course, the Vikings. I looked up some of his numbers this week. Tommy Kramer threw for 3,500 yards, more than a few seasons for the Minnesota Vikings. They weren't very good, but he was really good.
Hello.
Good job bringing that in and getting it off. That was a fantastic job. And I'm not sure that that's a left-footed punter. Did he kick it with the wrong leg?
I think he kicked it with the only leg he had available.
That's right.
Given where that ball was going. I think you're right.
That's not easy to do if that's the case.
New quarterback here. Looked like Aiden Hillner, the sophomore quarterback, number 16, was warming up. I think he's going to be coming in here pretty soon. And there he is.
All right, so new QB, and I'm sure we're going to have some substitutions across the board for these young Chargers. Again, nothing on the line tonight, so this is a great opportunity for Ron Harris to get some of his younger underclassmen some experience. Hillner, just the sophomore, hands off. And I believe that's Relaford, who will have a loss on the play.
Number 53, Isaiah Gonzalez on the tackle for the Volunteers.
It looks like a bunch of teams, or both of these teams, I should say, are substituting guys in and out. Isaiah Gonzalez coming in and making a play, the senior.
That's going to be the end of the third quarter. Still 28-0. No scoring in that third quarter. We've got the final quarter of our 15th anniversary season of Thursday Night Lights, Churchill and Lee, after this. Welcome back. It's our third quarter highlights from Harlandale Independent School District, and it's more Ty Webb making his case for the player of the game. Another pick, his second of the game. He's got the scoop and score as well, so 3 turnovers. Ty Webb. As we take a look at the third quarter statistics. First of all, we'll take a look at this second down and 12 for young Aiden Hillner and the Charger offense. Hillner keeps it himself, and he's going to be brought down for another loss. As lead going backwards in that third quarter. Churchill 209 to -8 in the running game, 212 to 38, 13 first downs to only 2. And so that evident on the scoreboard as well.
Yeah, but look at what the Lee defense is doing. I mean, only 3 yards passing for Churchill too. So, I mean, again, the Lee defense has been on the field all night long. I've really been impressed with how they've really rallied tonight and made a great accounting for themselves. And you got to remember, one of these touchdowns was scored by the Churchill defense.
Yeah, they play hard. They play hard. They run the football, and they're physical.
Yep.
There's a run right up the middle. Relaford, he's being pushed back. Took a while for the whistles to blow. Spotted right at the 40 is forward progress. It'll be 4th down and 5 from the 40. And we've got whistles, and thought we might have a timeout. Looks like a timeout. They threw a flag.
A little frisky out there, I
Churchill's
think.
backing way up, and Relaford just chunked his helmet. You saw that there. I did not see the infraction.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 4, Churchill. That's his second unsportsmanlike conduct of the game. He has been disqualified.
All right, so Relaford has been ejected after his second unsportsmanlike. Yeah, he kind of threw a punch. And there was one of those earlier in the game. And you can see that's why he was so emotional. Although I see his point that it looked like he was hit late.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting something at the bottom of the pile, right? But
Yeah.
again, you can't do that when you've already got 1 strike against
No.
you, right?
No, tough night. Hate to see that. Especially his last game as well. Punt is away. It's another good one. These two teams both have good special teams units. Kickers and punters are good. We're back in 15 seconds as that ball's down right at the 24-yard line.
Down just inside the 25-yard line, down by Andrew.
Hey San Antonio teens, are you looking for ways to share your voice, creativity, and ideas on ways to positively impact the community? Become a Project Worth Teen Ambassador. For more information, visit our website or call 210-207-8850.
28-0 as Lee switches quarterbacks back in. It's Countywide Service Company first down here in the fourth quarter as Diego Zertucci, who started this game, comes back in. And he'll run it straight up the middle on a called quarterback draw, and he's not going anywhere as Cooper Kuntz and company take him down. Cooper Kuntz had a fantastic career here at Churchill. Team captain, all-district last year. Probably going to be all-district again this year. He's one of our San Antonio Sports All-Stars. Came into this game with 15 tackles for loss. Block punt, a block field goal, 2 sacks, an interception. 3 fumble causes. Ball's completed across the 30. Good coverage, bringing him right down after the catch was made was Andrew Hernandez. It'll be second down and about 3. Like there was some movement up front as they run a little wildcat. Direct snap to Corey Temez, who we talked about earlier in the pregame show, and one of their best weapons. He moves the chains for Countywide Service Company first down.
Let's see what they're going to do here, how they're going to pair this. Are you just going to keep Corey back there to do the wildcat?
It was effective. Zertucci's still in there. And now they'll blow a whistle, and Lee will want to talk it over. Wendell Harris is going to talk it over with them. We'll take it with them, and it's 9:11 to go. It's all Chargers here on Thursday Night Lights. Second time tonight that Zertucci has aired it out to a wide receiver that was beating the defense and goes right through his hands as we take a look at the Churchill Charger marching band. Welcome back. Incomplete pass there on that last one, 28-0, as we're taking a look at that Churchill Charger band there. And Zertucci back to pass, calm under pressure, scrambling now, gets away from a tackler. Now he's going to run it. He almost broke it, crossed the 40. Nice gain on the play by Zertucci, who really showed some elusiveness there.
Yes, he did. Still a lot of pep in everybody's step here tonight as we wind down the fourth quarter of this football game. Guys are sure playing hard on both sides of the football still. You can't take a play off because you don't know where you're going to take the heat from next.
Third down and about 8. Zertucci going to let it fly again. Got another man way down there by himself. And then closing on the coverage was the Charger defense. And that's Preston Hawkins, just a sophomore down there.
Yeah, Jacob Gutierrez doing a very good job of getting downfield again. They've got some guys wide open. Just haven't been able to make the connection downfield.
Subject of our Texas Kidney Foundation player profile is big number 65, DeAndre Moore. He's got a 3.5 GPA. He's been in the UIL Sweepstakes Awards the last couple of years too. As Lee will punt it away. That ball hangs up for a long time and will take a Lee bounce and out of bounds at the 31-yard line. And Churchill will try to put the icing on this cake when we come back. 7:57 to go here in the fourth quarter. countywide first down, a countywide service company first down for the Lee Vols, as Churchill's young quarterback, the sophomore, getting some snaps here in the fourth quarter. It's Aiden Hillner. He hands straight up the middle. A nice first down gain for the Chargers. That's been the game plan tonight. Just run it right down their throat. And that's Nicola Perry, the junior, who's had a nice game here tonight.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. 2nd and 3.
Dr. Drake's Sleep Solutions smile cam. Lots of smiles from those Chargers. Up 28-0. A lot of these guys, this will be the last time they put on a pair of shoulder pads. And as we've talked about all night, whether it's the coaches or whether it was Steve Mann from Thursday Night Lights, as Perry picks up a big chunk there. Good for another countywide service company first down. All that work that you put in all off season in the summertime, those Texas two-a-days in the heat, and all of that, it all comes down to this. And for those who don't make the playoffs, you're a senior and you're not going to play at the next level. Man, this is an emotional night for moms and dads and kids and all those middle school games, Pop Warner games growing up. And there's some finality to the last time you actually put on a pair of shoulder pads. You know, you can go to college and play intramurals and play flag football, but last time you put on that helmet for real and tackle football, it's the end of a significant part of your life for so many of these guys.
That's another added benefit of doing Thursday Night Lights, right? You know, a lot of these kids have gotten a chance to play on TV, and you talk about this being, for a lot of guys, their last game that they're ever going to suit up. I mean, what a great thing to have. Better than a yearbook, right? That you could have a whole game that you got to play in, start to finish, and keep it in perpetuity. And then if you accidentally delete it, you can go to YouTube and check it out. I mean, it's going to be there forever.
Guys, speaking from experience, I still remember the last snap I ever played. I mean, you never forget the days with your brothers. You never forget the two-a-days. You never forget, like, getting yelled at by your coach and then you know, talking to your guys afterwards. You even miss getting yelled at by your coach sometimes afterwards. It's just, it's never the same after everything's done.
Well, you were lucky you got to play at the next level.
Yeah,
college football.
I was unique. I actually didn't play in high school. I didn't play till I got to college.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
You never played high school football?
I never played it down of high school football.
What was wrong with your coach?
I played basketball throughout high school, and then I went to junior college, and the football coach was like, yeah, you're not playing basketball anymore. You're coming to play football. And then 2 years later, got a scholarship, D2 scholarship.
Wow. So you were like a skinny 6'5", and then you Taco Cabana'd your way into being a football player?
Graduated high school at 6'5", 185, dripping wet.
Wow.
And then a year and 30 pounds later, started my freshman year. Freshman year to sophomore year, gained another 30 pounds. Sophomore year to junior year, gained another 30 pounds.
And then week 1 to week 10, hanging out with Michael and Taco Cabana on our sideline, gained another
30, yeah.
No, not 30.
Well, I won't gain much today because I gave you guys the Taco Cabana.
I know. Thanks to you, we gained 5 pounds.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Churchill just running it down the field here. Another countywide service company first down as we tick inside of 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was well-earned 5 pounds. That was a very, very pleasant experience. I know we were having a little hoedown here with the chips and the queso during halftime.
So when I was at North Texas, I roomed with a guy who was the North Texas starting center. In fact, he set a record for he started for 40-something games in a row from his freshman year to senior year. His name is Kendall Nelson. All-conference starting center, weighed 240 pounds. I lived with him for a semester. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for that guy was chips and hot sauce. Nice. He went to the grocery store. I think he ate, when he was over at the football facility. But at our house, I think he bought a gallon of the Pace's picante sauce every Sunday night. And by Saturday, it was gone. And we were talking about, you and I did a pretty good Kendall Nelson impression during the halftime show. on those chips and hot sauce. Here's Barry breaking it inside the centromet. Look at this guy. Just kept moving the feet inside the 15. And do we have another late flag as this is getting all Churchill Lee? Danny Closa texting me, the former league coach who's retired now. And I know Danny remembers the 82-81 Lee Churchill games that probably ended with about this much time left in the game where they just said, forget it, we're going to call the game because so many players were on the field and helmets were being thrown and
people making plans.
Groins were
after
being
everybody had gone to the locker room to make plans to meet in the parking lot somewhere after the game.
Oh gosh, there were some all-out brawls.
Well, it's good to see we've evolved.
Yes. Yes. Bad sportsmanship back in the early 80s. And here just, 15-yard variety. Churchill looking to add to it. And Lee saying not right now. And there's some more after the whistle activity is the Vols are saying you're not going to run it up on us.
Yeah, there's Juan Salazar again. I mean, how many times have we called his name tonight? I mean, this guy plays with some bad intentions. I kind of like watching this guy play. He's been able to peel off guys, and when he gets a hold of you, rest assured he's not looking to put a pillow between you and the turf.
And he was strategic on how he got up, using the running back as his stepping stool to get up after that play. And there's another one going backwards, and that time by Jaden Bryant Penn. Look at the fire these Vols are playing with. Passion. They do not want Churchill to score again. It's third down with 1:55 to go, and Ron Harrison is going to need anything tricky to try to score, but he's going to run his guys. They're playing football too, and here's the sophomore quarterback, and he turns it up, gets to the 5. It'll be fourth down. You certainly don't kick it here to rub it in and add more points, but they'll try to score, and Lee will try to stop them.
Carlos Noriega on the play.
And now we have a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 1:22 to go. Churchill looking to add to it, up 28-0. Time for our Beluga Air whale of a collision. It was Cooper Kuntz early in the game. Chuck called this one. Might not see another better one all season long. That's going on Chris Cotness' sizzle reel. A couple of them. Here's another one. This time for the Volunteers. Charles Leza coming up and making a lick. So it's 4th and goal for Churchill from the 6. And they'll run out their sophomore quarterback, Aiden Hillner. Lee playing for pride on this play. Churchill has inserted a backup running back in for the first time tonight. That's Rafael Morales Perez. They'll run Hillner behind him, trying to stretch it out to the 5, to the 1, and he's drilled. He thought he was in, and Jaden Bryant Penn said, no, you are not. Comes up with the play at the 1, and Penn runs off excited to the sideline. I think Hillner thought he was going to score.
I did too, and then all of a sudden it's, nope, beat the guy to the pylon.
He let up a bit, did he not? Right at the 1?
No, he just could not quite get the edge, but a little nicked for his trouble too. Took quite a shot.
He's upset with himself. And Lee will have it at their own 1-yard line with 1:18 to go, and just get a positive yard or two here. Get out of trouble.
Everybody go deep and let's see what you got.
Tucci's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Kuntz there to bring him down.
He's a fine football player too, right? I mean, how many times have we called his name tonight?
Cooper Kuntz. Called him a lot last year too.
Second down.
Looks like Churchill's going to protect that shutout. Lee 99 yards away, barring some sort of miracle. But remember, Zertucci's had a couple guys get behind the defense tonight and had balls dropped. Are we going to have a timeout?
Yeah, they let the play clock go all the way down before they burned it.
Time for our Ron Hoover RV and Marine Center's play of the night. Here it is. It's the scoop and the score from one Ty Webb, number 7, to the house. That is our Ron Hoover Marine and RV play of the night.
Yeah, and something tells me he's just getting started with the post-game accolades.
You think? We also might want to give a little shout out to Roman Romo on that play, the linebacker who popped it out from behind and caused the fumble. Good on him too.
Absolutely, but Ty Webb has been a ball magnet tonight for that Charger defense.
2 picks and a scoop and score. Final 30 seconds. Zertucci runs it out. Forward progress will get him to the 2.
Ty Webb wants a safety for his credit too.
He's still playing for points. It's not a safety. His forward progress got him out of there. But that's going to do it. No reason for Lee to snap it again. And that's going to be the ball game. The Churchill Chargers are going to beat the Lee Volunteers in this huge rivalry game, 28-0. Our final. It brings the Chargers to 500 on the season. 6-4 on the year, and 500 in district play. When we come back, we'll hand out the hardware, our Monarch trophies, to our player of the game and to Coach Ron Harris. 28-0, the final.
Tonight's broadcast of Thursday Night Lights is sponsored by Taco Cabana, the Gomez Law Firm, Steel North Star Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, Centro Med, Enroll SA, Countywide Service Company, Dr. Drake Sleep Solutions, Christus Children's, San Antonio Sports, Valero, San Antonio Metropolitan Health District, Vietnam Army Grunt Museum, Beluga Air, Rhino Roofers, Texas Kidney Foundation, Air and Plumbing Today, Ron Hoover RV and Marine, Harlandale Independent School District, San Antonio Zoo, and Monarch Trophy Studio. Welcome to the Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights post-game show, presented by the Gomez Law Firm.
Welcome back. It is 28-0 is our final score here tonight. We have had a blast bringing you our 15th anniversary season of Taco Cabana Thursday Night Lights. 2 more trophies to give out to end the season. 1 to our player of the game, 1 to the head coach. And to do the honors, let's go down to Matt Roy. Matt.
All right, guys, we are with the 6-4 Churchill Chargers. Congratulations, guys. And we got to hand out the hardware as well. So all season long, we've been giving it to offensive guys. We're not tonight. Not tonight. No offensive players are getting the player of the game. We are going to go to someone who had 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery, a touchdown, and almost a safety, Mr. Ty Webb. Congratulations. And you're going to go to the San Antonio Zoo. We're giving you 4 tickets to the San Antonio Zoo from our great man right there. All right, all right. You don't have to pick who yet you're going to take, but we'll take your mom. Take your mom. I will. All right, cool. All right, so you're our first defensive player of the game this year on TNL. What happened out there, man? You went off.
I mean, it's not just me. Our whole defense is really, we all just came together and played as a team. I also like to give a shout out to our offense because as soon as we got done with defense, they went in and they played their hearts out. Our coaches are also really good at coaching us up, and that's the only reason we do what we do. All right, man.
So, sadly, this means the end of the season, but this is the end of your senior year as well. What has this year meant, and what has your career at Churchill meant to you?
It's just a building a brotherhood. I mean, I built so many brothers and so many people that I love, like direct family. And so it just means to me that I have brothers. Even when I get out of high school, I have people I can lean on or call if I need anything.
The boys of fall, baby. Congratulations. Yes, congratulations. Good job. Ty Webb, guys. Ty Webb. And usually we interview the head coach, but we're going to get Coach Moody over here. Coach, he was, hey, here we go. Coach Moody, you've been with the program for 9 years. What's different about this team than previous iterations of the Churchill Chargers?
The amount of seniors we have that are 4-year kids, okay, and the effort and the intensity and all the work they put into this program, and really help us get us over the hump and start this thing rolling in the right direction all the time.
When you and I talked about it, I believe it was on Wednesday, you said that this isn't a one-off. You guys went 6-4 this year. You got plenty of players coming back next year to make this a playoff team. What are you guys working on this off season, and how much do you want to kick off the next season right now?
Already want to play. We got to continue getting better at our craft, individual techniques and whatnot, and just making sure that we continue with what this great senior class has left us with, okay? And that is the pride of being Dub C.
All right. Well, we got a couple of things for you guys. First of all, this is our 15th season of TNL, so we have a 15th anniversary ball, so that's going to go first. Heck yeah. And second, we have the golden ball. Congratulations, guys.
The Chargers victorious. We're back to show you the highlights and wrap it up when we come back.
Back here at Comalander Stadium, we're with our player of the game, Ty Webb. Ty, how are you going to celebrate?
Going to the San Antonio Zoo.
We got to bring that back next year. Oh, it's good stuff. All right, time for our final Harlandale Independent School District highlights to wrap this up here. It all started with Churchill's ground game. No surprise, and they did it all night long. Nicola Perry goes in from 5 yards out. Hunter Pavlicek, the quarterback, did the same thing. Dive it in, Superman, and they went to Vasquez. Of course, Ty Webb had a pick to set that one up. Here's Vasquez, Chuck, and they just dominated the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a steady dose of on the ground and for their offense, and then Ty Webb on defense. I mean, how can you not give this guy the player of the game with what he did? I mean, he was an absolute ball magnet tonight. Whether he was hawking him in the air or picking him up and scooping and scoring.
Well, the next time we see you will be in the Alamo Dome for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Football Game presented by Valero. It's on the CW35. It follows the Army All-American Bowl or the All-American Bowl on NBC that day and News 4 at noon. And then we were on at 5 o'clock to see the very best. Chuck, you had a big part in selecting these guys, and I know you're excited about the guys we're going to see.
It's going to be one whale of a ball game. I mean, the vetting process has really escalated over the years, and it just gets harder and harder to make the decisions when we've got to make them. But we feel like we got a pretty good bunch, and almost looking forward to January right now.
Other than the two guys that call the game, this is a very, very professional broadcast worthy of as good as the college football that I watch on Saturdays, and it all starts with our executive producer, Dean Radla. There are so many folks that put TNL together, including our sales team of Guillermo Reyes and Felicia Pastrano and Jenny Cola, Chris Ammons and Mandy Marnett. The promotions team that includes Terry McFarland, Gabe Redondo, Brandon Dreyer, and Baylor Jones. The weather folks that go out and cover those pep rallies. Brad Souter and Siobhan Anders, Roxanne Gass, Josh Larson, Bob Gambert, all a big part of the web team as well. David Chancellor does a great job with the Scholar athletes that you see at halftime. And then the guys that are here every single Thursday night bringing you the pictures. The guys on the cameras, Steve Sanders and David Arguello and Ski and Tremaine, my man, Bake McBride, Bryce Rushing. On audio, it's David Cuzlow. And video, it's Jim Cottle. Replay is Ryan Carter. Graphics, Patrick West. The Score Bug, our newest member, Lincoln Watts. The Red Hat, Steve Foodie. And of course, the guys in the truck, Oscar Zamora. Oscar's having knee replacement. Oscar, we're praying for you, brother. Javier Ramos, David Velasquez, and Mike Guerrero. And back at the station running master control is John Gonzalez. All of those folks doing their best to put this great product on the air. And I know, Chuck, for you and for Matt and for Funky Cole Medina up here, we got to give our props to the guys that make it really happen in the truck. That's Brian Watts, our director, and our producer extraordinaire, Chris Kotbus. It's his show. We're just living in it. And you and I both know this show wouldn't be a show without him.
The best. Always has been, always will be.
So for Chris Kotbus, Brian Watts, the rest of this crew, for Chuck Minkatenick, Matt Roy, and Nick Funky Cole Medina, our statistician extraordinaire, we will see you on January 6th from the Alamo Dome for the San Antonio Sports All-Star Game. Signing off our 15th season of Thursday Night Lights. So long, everybody. Touchdown, Brennan!
8 equals 6.
Warner in the shotgun. Swing pass over here to the near side. Sammy Harris has it. Sammy Harris is gone. Sammy Harris to the 30. Sammy Harris is going to score. Play action to Hatton. Warner pumps going deep. One-on-one down there. Caught. Cooper to the 20. Cooper. Touchdown. Steal. Fielded right at the goal line. And the Clemens Buffaloes bring it out across midfield and break it. Across the 35 to the 40. Down the sideline and gone. An opening night touchdown return for the Clemens Buffaloes. Judson will try to answer. Here's Miles Davis. This kid is a Texas A&M commit. He is the real deal. He finds a seam. He's breaking it across the 30 to the 35. He's still on his feet. Watch out. Davis to the 40. Gets a block. Got to get one more. Touchdown. Judson answers. Are you serious? Fake the kill. Now they're going to throw back to him down the sideline on a wheel route. And it's a touchdown again for Brennan Carroll. He had pressure the last time. He's coming again. Tripped up and sacked. Kick is up, and it's good.
At the end of the day, I'm just trying to walk that fine line of being a good dad and being a coach.
I love working here. I love working with the kids that grew up in this community, and boy, we had great mamas and daddies.
We wanted to get back so bad. No one believed us, but God did. God did!